Along with the alternate art leader of OP07, I originally planned to make a video about the special arts coming in OP07, but I kinda screw up. I mistakenly uploaded twice the same video of the alternate art leader, and I have ended up deleting the file for the original special rare video that I had planned, because of course I thought it was already uploaded and that was done. And I kid you not when I tell you I spent half the last week trying to get back that file somehow, but it was just impossible to get it back. So here's for the second time, at least for me. That's only like one time for you, but twice for me. Here are all the special rares coming in OP07. Also a bit of a surprise at the end, so stick around. And the first special rare that we're gonna talk about is Izo. It's a 1 cost 2k power, and actually the most interesting part about this card is that it was part of the Whitebeard Pirates, and his effect was actually kind of broken given how Whitebeard had already all these tools with Moby Dicks and all that power, because it's actually a searcher for the Whitebeard Pirates, and so you can see how mechanically that was problematic with the game, given how Moby Dick was so prominent at the time, and you could play Izo to search it faster, and it's still broken to this day. Actually, they haven't fixed it in any way. It's just better now because we have more cards, more sets to choose from, and they actually banned Moby Dick. But anyway, we got Izo just enjoying a good meal on Wano, his homeland, with his family and friends. The second special art that we have is actually very sweet as well, because we have the counterpart of the Izo that you just saw. Of course, that's not the same scene, but Izo and Okiku goes together because they're brothers and sisters. Here you have Okiku's sides, also with her family and friends around enjoying a meal, because they finally can move forward from all the trauma that they had with Oden and Kaido. And this card was also very good as well. It's a 3 cost 5k power with a Don X1 effect that when attacking and once per turn, you can rest one of your opponent's character with a cost of 5 or less. She was very good in the rest engine for green, especially because it's coming from OP01, and at the time the rest engine was very useful, especially because it prevented your opponent from building a board very efficiently, so that's a very good card mechanically. And like I said, the art is very sweet as well, because you have kind of that duality between Izo and Okiku. I would be of the mind to say that one does not go without the other. If you have Izo, you need Okiku, and if you have Okiku, you need Izo. You know, just to keep your collection very relevant. Next we have Full Blue Don Quixote do Flamingo. That's the 3 cost 4k power do Flamingo from OP01. It is a blocker, and it also has a non-play effect where you can actually stack your top of the deck, because you can look at the 5 cards and rearrange them how you want. I mean, it comes from OP01 and it wasn't draw power, but at least you could stack the top of your deck and make sure that you would have what you need next turn. Also, as a blocker, it's still a 4k blocker, so you could still manage some plays with this, but it's not gonna be the level of a 5 cost 6k blocker that we have. Stuff like Queen, that was very good and very relevant in the game mechanically, but it's still a very nice blocker. Now, art-wise, this is very cool. You have him just chilling on Dressrosa with his crew, enjoying an afternoon of laughter and leisures. Very Doflamingi. It's not at the level of his leader alternate art, of course, but it's still a very cool card. Next we have Eustace Captain Kidd, and this is one of the newest cards that we have because it's one from OP05, and I said before 5 cost 6k blockers were very good. This is one of them actually, because you have more power to defend yourself, and you also have an effect your turn once per turn. When a Don card on your field is returned to your Don deck, you can add up to 1 Don card from your Don deck and set it as active. So you got some ramp with that blocker as well, which is very good, especially for purple. And the alternate art is very cool as well. You have him all beaten up at the back of a cell. I believe this is from Wano, when actually Kaido captured him and tortured him and his crew, which is of course not very happy, but it's still badass and it's still cool as a design overall. And again, very good relevant blocker with some ramp for purple, so if you pull this and you're playing purple, you can celebrate. Next, we have Isho as a special rare. This is an alternate art version of the super rare from OP03. It's an in cost 9k power, so very good, very strong for the late game. And it also has an effect, the next one, during your turn you can give all your opponent's character -3 costs, and an on-play that if your opponent has 6 or more cards in their hand, you can draw 2 cards from your opponent's hand. So perfect against a deck that actually relies on having a lot of cards in hand. Vivi, for instance, might be a deck that would struggle against this card, because when you play Vivi and you have Igaram and some searchers, you always end up having a ton of cards in hand. But the first part of his effect is also very strong, because kind of like gravity and the power of Isho, you apply a constant pressure on your opponent. Just give this card one done and all your opponent's cards have -3 to their cost. This opens up so much play for black with Lucci and the new secret rare Sabo that's coming in OP07. And just overall, remember that even with that effect already in play, you still have a 9k body on the board. And for the alternate art, they picked a scene that I believe was referenced in the manga, but I cannot find back the panel. So if somebody have the reference where this is from, please put that in the comments down below. Because I believe we saw this in the manga where he was just chilling, eating something, and Arumaki was just at his side, just chatting with him, but I cannot find that manga panel back. So if you have it, leave it in the comments. And the very last special card that we have is actually gonna be the best special cards of the set. If you get this card, you can jump around and scream, and you'll explain later, don't worry. But really, I cannot stress enough how good this card is. This is a card from OP06, it's the yellow Onami, which is a 2-cost 3k power with a counter of 1000. And the reason I'm telling you that this card is the best one of all the special cards is because her effect is actually just completely OP. It's completely broken. What you have is a non-play effect that one of your character or your leader gains banish during this turn. That's already strong as hell, because remember that we are gonna have a green-yellow Yamato that is gonna have double attack built in the leader. You play this card, you give that Yamato banish, that's absolutely broken. Not only that, but you can see there's also a trigger on this card. And the trigger is you can KO a character up to a cost of 5 or less from your opponent's board. So not only can you give your leader banish, which you can play with the green-yellow Yamato that has double attack, so that's double attack banish for 1 turn, but you also have already an alternate art for this card in OP06. And we know Nami is a very popular character, so coming as, again, another alternate art in OP07, these cards are gonna be worth so much. Nami has always been very popular, every card that she's had has had an alternate, and every of those cards have fetched such ridiculous price. Given how meta and mechanically viable this card is, I cannot see it being cheap. And before I move on to the last piece of information that I'm gonna give you in this video, please subscribe to the channel. And if you're still here, that means the video was at the very least entertaining to you, so why not leave a like and subscribe to the channel? We talk about the One Piece card game, mangas, animes, video games, and all that good stuff. So if that's your jam, you're in the right place. And also the more the merrier. So if you got some geeky friends, make sure to share this video and this channel with them. And so the last thing that I want to give to you as an information for this video, you probably know that we're gonna have god packs in OP06. They're coming in OP07 as well. And that is absolutely fantastic, because if you pull one, at least you have all the leaders, all the alternate art leaders in just one fell swoop, and that's just perfect. And honestly, I wish that I will pull something like that. It's gonna be so hype. That said, this video was about the special rare, so that's all said and done. But if you're interested in those alternate art leader that you can see right here, maybe you should check out the video that I made breaking down all the alternate art leader, and you can find it right here.